Good morning, students. Our subject is wastewater management. We are in unit 5. Actually, today we started the unit 5. So our present topic is manufacturing process and origin, characteristics, effects and treatment methods of liquid waste from steel plants. These all things we discuss in our class today. So industrial waste treatment in steel industry. Guys, water and air, the two essential fluids on which all life depends, have become global garbage cans. So this is called the Jacques US Coast UA. So aim, industrial waste treatment and disposal in steel manufacturing industry. So introduction, guys. The steel industry is one of the most important industries in India. Mainly, there are two major processes for making steel. One being basic oxygen steel making and electric arc furnace. So, guys, this is the process of the steel plant. So, the production process of steel. Let's understand the basic process involved. The major sources for steel production: iron ore, coal, and limestone. So this is we have to understand carefully, guys. The major sources for steel production is iron ore, coal, and limestone. So integrated steel production process is the first iron ore sintering. So from iron ore sintering to direct reduction produces solid metallic iron from iron ore. Next, electric arc furnace produces molten steel and the steel refining facility to continuous casing. And here iron so from coal injection, from iron ore sintering to coal injection, next coal injection here, guys. And from coal injection to coke oven, and coke oven to limestone, and again limestone to iron ore sintering here, guys. So from limestone, coal injection, and iron ore sintering to blast furnace produces molten pig iron from iron ore. That is the pig iron casting. So and blast furnace produces molten pig iron from iron ore to basic oxygen furnace produces molten steel from to steel refining facility and from the continuous casting. Here natural gas from direct reduction or natural gas from coal, and recycled and steel pig from iron to electric arc furnace produces molten, and recycled steel and pig iron to basic oxygen furnace are produced as molten steel. This is the integrated steel production process. So guys, this is iron ore, coal integration, coal and coke oven. And guys, here steel industry process flow chart is iron ore, first iron ore and lime iron ore, coal to coke oven plant, and iron ore, limestone, and from coal and coke oven plant to blast furnace, blast furnace to basic oxygen furnace, oxygen furnace to iron refining to casting. So main environmental issues faced by steel industry. The above figure shows an integrated steel production process. In our project, we are looking at the basic oxygen furnace method of production of steel. The main environmental issues faced by steel industry are air emissions, wastewater, solid waste. Let's now understand the various process involved in the steel production and the waste generated from each process. Coke oven plant. The operation comprises the following steps: coal charging, heating or firing of the chambers, coking, coke pushing, and coke quenching. The carbonization process starts immediately after coal charging. Volatile organic compounds is called a VOC are eliminated from the coal and forms a coke oven gas. The solid carbon which remains in the oven is the coke. Depending on oven width and heating conditions, the cooking process lasts for approximately 14 to 24 hours. The coke is pushed out of the oven into a container by the ram of a pusher machine. The container transports the hot coke to quenching tower, where it is cooled by dry quenching, which consists of circulating and inert gas or nitrogen. Here, guys, coal handling, coal preparation, and briquetting, bleach, and blending of coal, coal storage for coal charging, coke oven battery from combustion air, lean gas or coke oven gas for under firing, from coke oven battery to coke oven gas to byproduct recovery section, and coke oven battery to coke screening. So coke screening to blast furnace coke and nut coke and coke breeze. So this is the coal flushing. So coke oven batteries to coke and coke oven gas, flushing liquid from gas collection system or precipitation from gas collection system to separator to filtering liquid and to coal tar and coal distribution tar and tar. Here, guys, from tar precipitation to gas exhauster and gas collector. So saturated 6% of H2SO4 from acid character acid to benzene recovery. So anomalium and so ammonium sulfate solution to crystalline centrifugal dryer. Byproducts of coke oven plant stream or destination. Coke oven gas used as a fuel gas at the coke oven battery and steel works. Flushing liquor recirculated beach to the coke oven battery. Wastewater discharged to treatment plant. Tar sold as product. Ammonia, ammonium sulfate sold as product. Light oil, if recovered, sold as product. So guys, sorry. Okay. Blast furnace. A blast furnace BF is an enclosed system into which the raw materials enter while the products, molten iron and slag, are tapped from the bottom. The blast furnace is periodically tapped to remove the molten pig iron and slag from the hearth. Basic oxygen furnace. The basic oxygen furnace BOF comprise the commonly Used methods to convert pig iron produced by BF into steel. Oxygen injection oxidizes undesirable impurities contained in the metallic feedstock. The main elements converted into oxides are carbon, silicon, manganese, phosphorus, and sulfur. The operation of a basic oxygen furnace BOF is a batch operation. A complete cycle consists of the following phases: charging scrap and molten pig iron, oxygen blowing, sampling and temperature recording and tapping. Casting, rolling, and finishing. Further steel processing includes casting, hot rolling, forming, pickling, and cold rolling, wire drawing, and casting. The continuous casting process bypasses several steps of the conventional uh, ingot process by casting steel directly into slabs or billets and typically achieves 10 to 12% higher yield. Hot steel is transformed in size and shape through a series of hot rolling and forming steps to manufacture semi-finished and finished products. Waste generated. Air emissions, solid waste generated, and water pollution. Here, air emissions, particulate matter, arsenic, cadmium, mercury, lead, nickel, chromium, zinc, manganese, nitrogen oxides, and fugitive emission, coal dust, and sulfur dioxides, carbon monoxide, chlorides, fluorides, dioxins, and furands. Solid waste generated dust, metallic waste, furnace slag, refractory waste, and coal dust, and tar sludge and acids. Water pollutants, effluent from various processes which contain suspended solids, including heavy metals, parts, sulfur compounds, and the fluorides, chlorides, ammonia, cyanates, and phenols. These are the waste generated from air emissions, solid waste generated, and waste pollutants. Treatment of waste. Wastewater treatment. Water used in steel industry. Steel plants use a large amount of water for a variety of usage, which includes cooling, dust suppression, cleaning, temperature control, and the heat treatment, transport of waste materials such as ash, sludge, and the scale etc. and other uses. Use of a large amount of water also generate huge quantity of wastewater which may contain suspended solids and many dissolved substances and chemicals. The quality of wastewater depends on the process where the water is used and for the purposes for which it is used. The large volumes of processed water that come into direct contact with the raw materials, products, and of gases is required to be treated for reuse of water, for recycle of the water, or for the removal of pollutants to the levels fixed by the regulatory authorities prior to its discharge. Major environmental effects of the untreated wastewater of the steel. Toxicity to aquatic life, reduction of dissolved oxygen, silting due to suspended solids, taste and odor problems, temperature rise affecting the dissolved oxygen, effect on the aquatic life, formation of oil slicks due to the floating of oil. Major waste, suspended solids, oil and grease, phenol, cyanide, ammonia, heavy metals such as lead, zinc, chromium, nickel. In addition, there are several organic compounds. Process for the treatment of wastewater. The wastewater treatment is control of suspended solids, control of oil and gas grease, control of heavy metals, biological treatment, sewage treatment, terminal treatment, and breakpoint chlorination. So basic wastewater management techniques. Control of suspended solids. The removal of suspended solids from the wastewater is practically necessary for all of the production shops in the steel plant from coke making to the finishing mills. Solid particulates become suspended in process water streams during cleaning and cooling of flue and of gases. Slag granulation, descaling roll, and product cooling, flushing in rolling mills, and during product rinsing in finishing operations, etc. The methods which are generally employed for removing suspended solids are sedimentation, centrifugal separation, and filtration. Centrifugal separation is a technology which is being used to remove suspended materials from the water column utilizing centrifugal forces. Multimedia or single media infiltration by either pressure or gravity or other methods for the removal of fine suspended particulates, and these are generally applied to the wastewaters of the steel plant. The wastewater is passed through a filter media contained in a container. The collected particulate is to be removed periodically from the filter media by backwashing. Control of oil and grease. Oil and grease are usually found in wastewaters from continuous casting machines, hot and cold rolling mills, pickling, electroplating, and coating operations. The oils originate from equipments, product lubricants, and coolants, hydraulic systems, and preservative coatings applied on the product during certain process. Oil and grease are usually removed from the wastewaters by employing several methods, which include skimming, gravity separation, air flotation, filtration, and ultrafiltration. If the oils are insoluble in water, they are removed from wastewater by gravity separation and skimming. Air flotation process is generally used to separate floatable materials having a density which is close to the density of water and hence cannot be effectively separated by gravity alone. Ultrafiltration process includes the use of pressure and semi-permeable polymeric or ceramic membranes to separate emulsified or colloidal materials suspended in liquid phase. Skimming can be used on any wastewater which contains ingredients that float to the surface and is normally used to remove free oil, grease, and soaps. Skimming is often used with air flotation or clarification to improve removal of both settling and floating materials. Control of heavy metals. Regulatory authorities normally limits the discharge of a heavy metals from the steel plant process waters from blast furnace shop, steel melting shop, as well as from pickling, cold rolling, electroplating, and hot coating operations. The normal method used for removal of these trace metals is chemical precipitation followed by clarification or filtration. Chemical precipitation as a mechanism for removing metals from wastewater is a complex process generally consisting of two steps, namely precipitation of the unwanted metals and removal of the precipitate. Biological treatment. Biological oxidation is the normally used technology for the treatment of coke, oven, and byproduct plant wastewaters. These wastewaters contain substantial quantities of phenol, cyanide, and thiocyanate and ammonia, plus lesser concentrations of other organic compounds, mainly because of the condensation from the raw coke oven gas which contains these substances. Biological treatment is a conventional method used for the treatment of the wastewater from the off coke oven and byproduct plant before its disposal. Sewage treatment. There are two methods to treat wastewater in sewage treatment plant. These are given below: conventional sewage treatment and ozonation. The conventional sewage treatment involves three stages, which are called primary, secondary, and tertiary treatments. The primary treatment consists of temporarily holding the sewage in a still tank where heavy solids can settle to the bottom while oil, grease, and lighter solids float to the surface. The settled and floating materials are removed and the remaining liquid is discharged or subjected to secondary treatment. The secondary treatment removes dissolved and suspended biological matter. Secondary treatment is typically performed by indigenous water borne microorganisms in a managed habitat. Secondary treatment may require a separation process to remove the microorganisms from the treated water prior to discharge or tertiary treatment. The tertiary treatment is often defined as anything more than primary and secondary treatment. Treated water is sometimes disinfected chemically or physically, for example, by lagoons and microfiltration prior to discharge, or it can be used for the grading purpose. Conventional sewage treatment. Preliminary treatment, primary treatment, secondary treatment, tertiary treatment. So methodology: preliminary treatments, screening, grid chamber, skimming process. Primary treatments, sedimentation, removal of suspended solids and organic waste if any. Secondary treatment, ASP and trickling filter. Tertiary treatments, dechlorination, ion exchange, and reverse osmosis. Ozonation method. In the second method, which is the ozonation method, the incoming raw sewage pass through a bar screen chamber to remove coarse suspended solids, fibers, plastics, and extra, and is collected into a septic tank or holding tank. A sewage transfer pump transfers the raw effluent into a manual self-cleaning filter, pressure sand filter, and then onward to an ozonator. Ozone is injected into the raw sewage and mixed into a contact chamber or holding tank. The ozone oxides the argonesis present in the sewage, thereby reducing the BOD, biological oxygen demand, or COD, chemical oxygen demand, levels of the sewage to acceptable limits. The ozonated effluent is filtered through a pressure sand filter to remove trace suspended solids or turbidity. The outlet water can be reused suitably for gardening etc. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry, guys. Terminal treatment, a common practice in the wastewater treatment within the steel plant is to combine wastewaters from several different types of operations for treatment in a so-called terminal treatment plant. This practice has been particularly successful in the handling of wastewaters from the various finishing operations. These wastewaters may typically contain suspended solids, free and emulsified oils from cold rolling, acids from pickling, rinse waters, and heavy metals from pickling and casting and coating process. Breakpoint chlorination. Chlorination is one of the technologies for the treatment of ammonia, phenols, and free cyanide. Chlorine has long been utilized as a biocide in the drinking water treatment facilities and is known for its strong oxidation potential. When chlorine is added to water, hydrolysis of the chlorine molecules occurs, creating hypochlorous acid and hypochlorite ions, which together comprise the free available chlorine. Alkaline chlorination at pH greater than 9.5 in the presence of excess chlorine is needed for the destruction of free cyanide. Air emission control. Air emission control, air pollution standards, air pollution norms, air pollution control. So guys, air purification techniques. The function of air quality management is a checking of emissions. The control technology or control measurements describes the apparatus processes which reduce air pollution. The emission reduction depends on the technology or process. In general, the technologies or processes which reduce the pollution the best are placed in areas with the largest pollution. The choice of the control technology depends on the environment, technique, economic factors, and the type of pollutants. There are two types of emissions, particulate emissions and gaseous emissions. For these two types of emissions, there are also two types of emission reduction techniques, particulate purification techniques and gas purification techniques. Particulate purification techniques Particulate purification techniques concentrates at catching the particles which are transmitted by a pollution source. There are several factors that play a role at selecting a purification technique. The characteristics of the particles in the exhausted flow influence the choice of purification technique. These characteristics are the particle size, follow of the exhaust flow, the temperature, the humidity, and several chemical properties such as explosion limits, acidity, alkalinity, and combustibility. Following techniques are applied at purifying particles from a polluted air flow: sedimentation chamber or gravity separator, cyclone separator, rotating scrubber, Venturi scrubber, spray chamber, dry electrofilter, wet electrofilter, cloth filter, ceramic filter, and absolute filter. Gas purification techniques. The methods for controlling gaseous pollutants is the use of techniques to recover or destroy polluting substances. There are four commonly used technologies for gaseous pollutants: absorption, adsorption, condensation, and combustion of air. The choice of technology depends on the pollutants that must be removed, purification efficiency, the characteristics of the polluted gas flow, and specific characteristics of the place. Absorption, adsorption, and condensation are recovery techniques, whereas combustion implies the destruction of the pollutant. Following techniques apply at the purifying pollutants from the airflow: condensation, cryocondensation, regenerative adsorption, active carbon, zeolite, polymer adsorption, dry and semi-dry lime absorption, gas scrubbing, acid, alkaline scrubber, wet lime scrubbing, basic oxidating scrubbing, biofilter, trickling filter, and water scrubber. Thermic combustion, recuperative, regenerative, thermic oxidation, catalytic combustion, recuperative, regenerative, catalytic oxidation, flaring, photooxidization, ionization, selective, non-catalytic reduction, SNCR, selective catalytic reduction, SCR, solid waste management. Guys, steel industry in general produces large amounts of solid waste which processing materials through its various process. These solid waste have many valuable products which can be reused if recovered economically. One of the major concerns of world steel industry is the disposal of waste generated at various stages of processing. Because of natural drive to be cost effective, there is a growing trend of adopting such waste recovery technologies as which convert waste into wealth, thereby treating waste as byproducts. This has led to aiming at development of zero waste technologies, various processing which generate solid waste. Coal making, the main solid waste generated in the production of metallurgical coke are coke dust, tar sludge, and acid sludge. Coal dust is recycled back through the coal blend. Coal dust can also be recycled along with the coke dust by adding them in the center charge mix. Tar sludge is added to the coal blend to improve its density. Acid sludge need to be neutralized before its disposal. And the sinter making. Solid waste generated in the sinter making are dust and sludges. Dusts are generated at the sinter mission building floors, cyclones and ESP, electrostatic precipitator. Sludge is generated at the clarifier of the water treatment plant. These dust and sludges are rich in iron, Fe, and contain good amount of lime, CaO, uh, magnesia, MgO, and carbon C. These materials are very good materials for recycling back in sinter making. These materials are either blended with iron ore fines or briquetted for recycling. Pellet plant. Pellet plant and a blast furnace iron making, continuous casting and rolling mills, lime calcining, solid waste management. These are the important parameters. Anyway, guys, thank you for all of you for your patience.